I'm hearing talk of this 4B movement because Trump won the presidency, right? My thing is this. Oh no, shiver me timbers. You know what's so crazy? We've gone so far left that we've come back around right. Isn't that crazy? Women are saying, you know what? We're not going to have sex with any of you anymore until you treat us with respect. Let me get this straight. You had to have a woman lose the presidency for you to stop sleeping with men unless they show you respect. Is that not hilarious to you? We're not going to have sex with any men until y'all start treating us like human beings. Y'all was sleeping with men that wasn't treating you like human beings? We're not having any children until marriage. Y'all were having children. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who are you telling? We've been asking y'all to stop being for years. We've been asking y'all to stop being for years. And it takes Kamala Harris to lose the presidency for y'all to say, you know what? We're crossing our legs till we get some respect. All right, that'll do it.
I'm going to get drunk today, and I'm going to act like an angry black woman, because I'm angry! I'm mad! I'm upset! I'm angry as bro. I'm angry. I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. We always finish last. We always come last to everybody, even our own men. And you niggas mamas be black. This is crazy. Y'all got black daughters. I'm angry. I'm gonna get drunk and cause a problem.
Black women are the only demographic in this country that loves America. I said it. That's clearly what it is. Black women are the only group in this country that loves America. We are the only group that shows consistently with our vote that we love this country and that we are willing to vote not only for what would help us, but for all. Black women are the only group that vote in the interest of all, and we keep showing up to try to save this country, and people keep being like, nah, actually, you. That's what keeps happening. Black women get treated the worst because people who are non-white want to aspire to whiteness because they hope that if they get close enough to whiteness, that they get the benefit of whiteness, or that the white people will forget that they are not white. And the same with white women. You hope that your whiteness and your alignment with whiteness will help white men to forget that you are a woman, and that your whiteness will save you. And also, white women are kind of used to being subjugated, and they're much more okay with it than we realize. But black women are the only people who love this country. You cannot tell me any different. The numbers say it. The numbers say that black women are the only people who really give a about maintaining this country. And the rest of y'all finna learn, the rest of you non-blacks are finna learn that they think y'all are black women too. They think y'all are black women too. They just use the fact that you don't want to be black and you don't want to be a black woman to manipulate you. They want to use the fact that you want to be white and that whiteness is a beacon to you to weaponize your own ignorance and your own desires against you. You'll never be white. You'll never be white, and white people will never respect you. They will never respect you, and that is the only thing that you have left to figure out. And then we'd be fine. But honestly, y'all.
And furthermore, as it relates to black men and poor white men, that patriarchy has y'all in a chokehold because you feel like you're right up against it. You feel like the only thing that's holding you back from having absolute power is getting rid of your blackness or getting rid of your poverty. It's so much to unpack here. I could write a whole thesis. I'm tired. Actually, get out my face.
I just have a couple initial post-election thoughts. I've officially reached a point of anger, and I'm not an angry person, so I'm just trying to channel it. The first one being, this country does not deserve Kamala Harris. That woman should go live her best life wherever she wants, doing whatever she wants, because we don't deserve her at this point. The only people that delivered this election were black women, and we failed them. And it's just heartbreaking, and we've got to do whatever we can to support them and support our people through these next 4 years. Another one is, these people have to live in their own skin, as in JD Vance and Donald Trump have to be JD Vance and Donald Trump. And that is not a punishment I would wish upon anybody except those two individuals. So I'm just really grateful that I am who I am and that I'm on the side of love and hope and joy and progress.
I just say really quickly, too, Democrats need to be mature and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But But it's not just misogyny from white men. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States. You know, the Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot
and
of,
with other Hispanics. You got some that don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've got to have real honest conversations about it.
Real honest conversations.
Something that I've seen online as of recent, as soon as Trump was elected, there were fields of women, both black, white, and many others, that stated that now, because of the election, they are going to abstain from going out there and being intimate with men. And the main thing that men have always stated to women was, hey, stop going out here being reckless. We get that it's my body, my choice, but the problem with my body, my choice is that when it details women going out there being reckless and then turn around to come find out the guy didn't care about you, he's not going to call you, he didn't love you, he didn't like you, he doesn't have any feelings towards you, it was just a hit it and quit it type of thing, you want to turn around, get angry, and you want to blame all men for your own choices, which again is completely nonsensical, illogical, and ridiculous, because at the beginning, men have always told you, hey, be responsible. Hey, don't go out here and just recklessly give your body to any and every guy. We know how guys are. So we are really trying to inform you and tell you. But again, a lot of women feel that they know what is best. And here we are. So now it's for Trump to get into office, for women to be like, hey, I'm not going to go out here and be reckless anymore. Wow. I didn't expect. That's something. But I can highly tell you that a lot of guys are not going to realistically lose sleep directly over this, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of women have stated that guys are not interested, guys aren't going out on dates, guys are not really on the dating apps, guys aren't trying to take women out, guys are just playing video games, guys are hanging out with the guys are just going to bars and so on and so on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of guys are not going to lose sleep over women deciding to abstain from men. And I'm just trying to figure out, how is it that black men are to blame for everything? Now you have this woman saying that, oh, as an adult, I'm just so mad at the decision making of other people that I have no complete control over. And I'm mad at the fact that I made my decision and I still lost at the end of the day. I'm going to sit up there and say that all black men are misogynistic, don't like their mothers, don't like black women or women in general, and they're afraid of a black woman basically leading them. And because of that, I'm going to make the selective choice to be irate, to be angry, to be highly emotional, to lack any type of logic in any decisions that I decide to make. And I'm going to go out here and drink, and I'm going to sit up there and be reckless. And at the end of the day, I'm doing this all because of the decisions and what it is that black men did not do that I wanted them to specifically do, only to benefit me at the end of the day. This is the most selfish thing that you will, in a sense, see at this moment of time. This is the most nonsensical and illogical choice that you will see at this moment in time. But here we are, and this is America. So she said that black women are the only ones that care about America. I'm just trying to figure out, where are these stats coming from? What numbers does she have that will specifically prove her 100%? Because last time I checked, if we go back to when my grandfather was around, he served in the war. A lot of black men served in the war in order to protect the United States, in order to protect America, the same America that never accepted them, the same America that told them, hey, because you're a black man, we want you going through the back of the restaurant in order to come into this building or in order to get any type of food. oh, because you're a black man, because you're a black person, guess what? You're going to be sitting at the back of the bus. Because you're a black person, we're going to make sure that our schools, restaurants, and everything else is pretty much segregated because we don't want you here. That's what black men have done and have been doing. And I'm just, again, a little bit confused on how it is that 80% of the vote for Kamala Harris, when it dealt with the male perspective, was coming specifically from black men. And overwhelmingly, you have black women that sat up there and voted for Kamala, right? For the Democratic Party, right? And then below that, you had other numbers of other nationalities and groups that really, in a sense, didn't care. So again, I'm trying to figure out, how is it that I can see black women get online on social media and continuously state this narrative that they are the only ones that legitimately care about democracy, that legitimately care about the United States, that legitimately care about how everything is running here? I'm a little bit confused because last time I checked, black men voted right there with you when it dealt with the Democratic Party. And even with black men voting directly with black women, black men are the only ones facing the negative, facing all of the harsh criticism when it details voting and the choices. So I want people to understand that she basically said it without saying it, right? And that's a smart cookie right there. That's a very smart cookie. She knew exactly who to speak to in order for this message to register. She stated that the only ones that came to show up, she even put down her own people. She was like, hey, the only people that came to really show up for this election is black women. Only ones. So black women are the only ones that voted for the Democratic Party. They're the only ones that voted in order to get potentially Kamala Harris to be the next United States president. Wow. Again, it's the narrative that is being spun. People can say it loudly or people can say it quietly, or better yet, people can just reword it to make you think that they're not stating the same things that black women have been stating online for the last few days to some weeks to some months before the election got down to the numbers. Again, this is what black men have to go through. They are literally being attacked. They are being poked and prodded. They are being talked about negatively, pretty much by everybody. The thing I love about this is the fact that you have the Caucasian male news anchor. He wanted to say something for the longest time possible, but he just never had an avenue or an area to really say it up until now. And he made sure to try to word it so sweet and so nice and so light to make it seem as though that he's not specifically trying to really say something about black people that may come off as harsh or whatnot. Again, this is something that he's always wanted to state. He's always wanted to state that, yes, black people are racist. Black people are the ones that focus on color and all of these things. But he made sure to do it in a way by going through like, hey, you got white people here, you got the Latins here, and then, you got black people doing this, right? And then he wanted to make certain to further follow that up by covering everything by, you have a lot of, the Latins directly out here. And then Al Sharpton jumped in order to back him up. The Latins and all this other type of stuff. But then it went back to the exact same thing, to the same point that the Caucasian male anchor wanted to state. And Al was like, and some of the most, egregious, types of things, especially dealing with misogyny, was coming from black brothers and yada, yada, yada. Brother, did you not happen to see the fact that black men came out and voted for Kamala Harris? Regardless of whatever it is that you're trying to speak, that you're trying to say, because we know at the end of the day that in order to get back into the good graces of black women, in order to have black women sympathize with you and care, that you have to talk down, right, about black men. And that is the key card right here. I don't care what it is that they said about Caucasian men. I don't care what it is that they stated about Latin men. At the end of the day, the two main groups that got Donald Trump three main groups that got Donald Trump directly into office are Caucasian males and females and Latin males and females. So I'm a little bit confused on why every single time I see this type of thing going on online, people want to bring up black men. Again, I'm a little bit confused. Are you guys afraid to point out the fact that other people voted in order to get Trump into office? Are you guys so afraid to try to vilify and criminalize all of those other groups of people and talk negatively about them the same way that you've always talked about black men? It's a little bit odd how the Democratic Party, all of this time, that have been able to use black men as a scapegoat, as, you know, always something negative, can't seem to really do that. They can't seem to actually let go because they're looking for somebody and someone to blame for the reason why it is that they lost and why it is that Trump is in for a second time. They're just bewildered. They just cannot understand. So their main go-to is to, yeah, we got to talk about the black brothers directly out here. Bring black men to the forefront, and for the black men out there, y'all got to really have conversations with your brothers on why it is that they did what it is that they, what are we even talking about here? The overwhelming majority that voted for Trump was not black men. You had a small percentage, a small slice that voted for Trump. Even if that small slice all voted for Kamala, she still would have lost. And then still somehow, some way, they would have came through and be like, you know what? We know what to blame. All of you black men that decided not to vote, this is your fault. This is your fault. This is your fault, black men. This is still your fault. Like I said, this is all nonsensical. This is crazy. This is losery type of talk. You're looking at people, grown individuals, both male and female, for the Democratic Party, losing their minds, crashing out, crying, acting like children, acting like babies, all over the fact that they lost. I'm a little bit confused because I think that if you're an adult, you should be used to losses. You've lost jobs, you've lost families, you've lost money, you've lost opportunities. So when you sum all of that up, I'm not exactly sure how losing an election, especially an election that you weren't even running, will cause so much distress, anxiety, fear, so much type of pain that you're just losing it. And your main go-to at the end of the day is to not look at the Democratic Party as a whole or the decisions or any of the policies or the ways that they may have tried to talk to black men, but your main go-to is like, hey, black men, it's your fault. Wow. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.